Hi everyone, this is Rubens Gardelli from Gardelli Specialty Coffee, and I'm particularly happy to present the new coffee coming to our roastery. It's called Blue Batak, and it's like a coffee that is in my memory and in my heart, in my story as a roaster, because it was one of the first coffee that I discovered when I was trying and when I was roasting in 50 grams, my 50 grams copper machine. I was buying small lots of 100 grams from Sweet Maria's from Oakland, California. And Blue Batak was one of the first coffee that I received and that I tasted, and it was wow. It was like, back then I was only tasting through espresso, and the espresso is so creamy, so juicy, so like really unique, very, very juicy in your mouth. The body is really thick, and so this coffee is why it's called Blue Batak. So Batak is coming from the name of the tribe, Batak people, that is very ancient, dated back to the 13th century in the Sumatra island, Indonesia, and the surrounding of Lake Toba. Lake Toba is the biggest volcanic lake in the world, so and it has, since it's volcanic soil, very rich and fertile. The Batak people, and this specific lot harvested in 2022, arrived in 2023, is composed, the majority is Typica, so very big bean, and a few of Catimor. But this Catimor part, believe me, is not influencing the final cup quality. I know that Catimor is not really good tasting variety, but as much as I'm concerned, I'm tasting what I'm tasting, and I love it. So let me tell you one thing. Finding a clean and like really sweet and defectless coffee from Indonesia, it's not really easy. It's not easy because a lot of the time it's really earthy, a lot of defects coming from their specific process. And this year I had to taste like 15 lots, different suppliers, and most of them were like defected in my opinion, since I'm the one in charge and with the expertise in the cupping since 2009. If you remember, I used to offer 1 year ago the Tolu Batak, that is coming from a different supplier. This year is Blue Batak, that we had even a few years back. And this lot, so let me explain a little bit what it makes this coffee taste the way it is tasting. And most of it, I would say 90% of the impact in the cup is from the processing, fermentation, the processing. You can consider this lot as a regular washed coffee, but not so regular. Why? So first of all, the cherries are, all the farmers, like, you can consider it as Ethiopia-like, so it's very small scale farmer. A lot of them in the area bring the cherries to the local washing station or process station, which most of the time is also the exporter. And they bring the cherries, so the washing station, what they do, they pulp the cherries and they keep this, no, I made a mistake. The reason, one thing, I made a mistake, sorry. The small farmers pulp the cherries with little hand pulper. They put it into a bag and they like deliver it to the washing station. So this is also why it is also very sweet and fruity, because of this. Like one day or can be 2 days of like you can say honey, but left into a kind of an anaerobic environment. So it's a closed plastic bag. Then after that, the washing station, they do the regular washed process. So they put it into water to remove the mucilage, the pulp around the bean, around the parchment, and they dry it. They usually dry over patio, and so cement. And after that, they that's the part where most of the characteristic of this lot comes from. They hull it, mill it, when the parchment is still very humid. Honestly, I don't know why, like, they have this tradition of doing. I read that it comes from selling the green beans with a higher weight, because it has more humidity, and they were doing like traditionally to sell into the small market because they were waiting much more. And this is coming from, this is the milling happens at 30% of humidity. Consider that the exporting milling humidity is 11%, 10 to 12, let's say, in the real life. So it's like 3 times more than usual. And this is giving the cup this specific characteristic of herbal notes, earthiness, but not defect. It gives like maple syrup sweetness, fruitiness of a cranberry, and it's really acidic. It has some sort of nice acidity. It's not mild in the acidity. It's like grapefruit-like acidity. But in the same time, in the cup, you will feel the body. The intensity of all the flavors are really, really high. That is why it made my memory back then in 2009 of, wow, this coffee is really unique. It is very difficult to find it a clean lot, but well, that's my job. You have to trust on what I'm doing, and when you open our bag, you will taste it by yourself. And yeah, that's it. I will say enjoy. I'm sure you will. Well, I'm not sure that everyone is enjoying this cup, because I consider this lot so unique that it's not for everybody. It means like some people I know through the customer service experience and dealing with the people that buy it. Some of them do not prefer this profile of cup profile, but I'm sure the majority will love it, and it's so intense that it's a memorable coffee. And this year BREW Batak is the one from Sumatra that I found it. I tasted like Sulawesi. I tasted other products from Sumatra, Mandeling, and all these very famous name from this beautiful country, which is Indonesia, composed by many small islands. Anyway, that's it, and I hope you like this lot as much as I do. All right, see you next time. Enjoy it. Bye bye.